The kind corruption wey dey for inside Kano State, e don even shock the anti-corruption agency. Now they don come outside dey yarn dey give the general public how politicians and civil servants take thief 18 billion naira wey belong to public funds for inside Kano. Even the Kano State governor wey be Yusuf, he himself don testify say corruption dey inside Kano State, and he himself come dey yarn say the kind corruption wey dey for under the administration of Abdullahi Ganduje alone, e big pass any other corruption wey dey for any other state for inside the country Nigeria. Now my good people, all of us know say no be new thing, you understand? Politicians dem follow for the things and things wey dey drag our nation dey go backward. The kind money wey those men don thief from public fund dem, na only God and them na fit calculate. Now make I yarn you legit, my good people. The koko be say the Kano State Public Complaint and Anti-Corruption Commission, they don expose the theft of 18 billion naira, and it dey implicate both politicians and civil servants wey dey for inside Kano State. That is, no be only politicians follow for this 18 billion naira wey dem thief, both civil servants too dem join body. According to Muyi Magaji Remingado, wey be the chairman of the commission, he say of all the corruption cases now wey dey investigate right now, say 90% of them e dey involve civil servants, particularly through procurement process. Oga Remingado come dey express im concern say civil servants now they don dey deeply entangled in corruption. That is, the thing don too dey their body every now and then na to dey do corrupt activities na go just dey their mind, and most of the time na politicians dem na dey manipulate them to divert the public fund. And as the chairman now dey talk for one anti-corruption workshop wey dey organized for senior civil servants, he come dey talk plenty about the critical role wey civil servants dey play in facilitating all these illegal activities, and he come dey sama warning of the consequences wey go follow body. In the yarn dey give the general public say the civil service now they are being exploited by politicians to violate the law. That is, politicians now they press the button of civil service, and then they orchestrate everything, and then they mastermind the whole level, and then they manipulate civil service wey go make them want to go do corrupt activities. And normally those kind of level, e no make sense. The chairman constantly yarn dey give the general public say based on their investigations, they don find out say civil servants now na dem be the central to nearly all the major corruption cases wey dey examined for inside Kano State. And procurement processes in particular, they dey use am as cover, they dey use am as front, they use am as trampoline take dey cover the real criminal activity wey they dey do behind. Oga Remingado wey be the chairman, he come highlight one incident like that, one specific case where local government cashiers dey now politicians use them to dey channel public money through their own personal account. Later now, the cashiers they will come transfer the money to foreign currency, they will come return them to the politicians. Should they see matter, my good people? Now the civil service, according to Oga Remingado, say they are being used by politicians against the law. All the ground corrupt practices wey the agency dey investigate for inside Kano State, civil servants na them be the ingredients, na them be the tools in the hands of those elements, those corrupt country people, those corrupt politicians wey dey at the high level dey practice the corruption. So now we don't know how they do am for Kano State. Those jaguda politicians, those corrupt politicians, they don't dey use civil service as their instrument to take thief money for inside Kano State. And when they do am finish, they will come use procurement as cover up. Those kind of levels normally it no make sense at all. And it makes sense well as Oga Remingado don come outside come express in concern. And the Kaduna State Head of Service will be Abdullahi Musa, him don support Oga Remingado. He himself dey confirm am say corruption now dey undermine the integrity of civil service. It go come make them no come dey take civil service like serious matter for inside the state. And no be only Oga Musa wey dey support am. Even Ibrahim Gaba, wey be the state coordinator of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, wey be ICPC, he now don point out contract inflation plus substandard services and the complete absence of project execution. That is, as they didn't do any project for inside the state. That's now some primary forms of corruption for inside Kano. I ain't gonna talk about the need for more measures to ensure value for money in public projects dem. The things and things wey dey happen for inside Kano State, my good people, e woski no be small. The thing e dey bad to the ex ten t even the Kano State governor wey be Yusuf, im confirm am and im come dey sama accuse say na the previous administration under Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje say na im cause am. Say the kind corruption wey dey there e worse pass any other corruption for any other state for inside we country Nigeria. The Kano State governor come dey describe how Kano State investment and assets dem take use am, dem take sell am, and e come benefit only some kind people. E come leave the Kano State infrastructure in disrepair. That is, they no even mind the infrastructure of the state. Just sell assets, sell things wey belong to the state, use the money for their own benefit. The Kano State governor constantly yarn dey give the general public say those people now wey buy those assets dem, say they be primary culprits behind this corruption. The state governor dey complain plenty. In dey yarn about the widespread revenue leakage wey don serve only a few individuals and e dey undermine the state collective interest. Im come dey talk about their infrastructure wey don suffer of neglect for how many years. That is, nobody dey do any good infrastructure for the state. And why e be like that? Na because of the two-faced problems wey dem dey face since dem assume office. But the state governor come dey vow to address the challenges wey the corrupt practices don do for inside the state, and im come still vow say im go restore integrity to the state governance and development efforts. All this one, my good people, dey come from Kano State governor wey be Yusuf, and im dey yarn am for inside one capacity building workshop for civil servants in Directorate Cadre on anti-corruption practices. And the person wey represent am for this thing so na im deputy wey be Aminu Gwazo. So now don dey informed about the things and things wey dey happen for inside Kano State. And honestly, my good people, this matter dey remind me of Yahaya Bello, wey be the former governor of Kogi State. That man till today still dey on a run. EFCC dey look for am sake of the money wey im thief for inside Kogi State. And I know very well say country people dey go dey happy when those anti-corruption agencies dem come dey go after those politicians, those jaguda corrupt politicians dem wey dey for inside the country. Make the anti-corruption agency gbab all of them last make dem serve them justice. So this, my good people, na the informate wey I say make I pass give the general public. Anyhow the thing be for body, feel free make you drop am inside our comment section. Now we be Anointed Lady TV. Now they give una the legitimate information on the things and things wey dey happen for inside our nation, Nigeria. So if you would like to receive more news like this, try make you subscribe to this channel and try make you put on the notification bell so that as we dey bring the news they come, I go first receive the updates and go get them sharp. And they bring another interesting information for you, my good people. I beg, no go anywhere.